Country and Christian artist Ann Wilson opens up about the day her life changed forever with the heartbreaking loss of her brother when she was just 15. But it was what happened at his funeral that would set her on a completely new path, one that would eventually lead her to Nashville and a music career she never saw coming.
When I was at the funeral, I'll never forget leaving that funeral that day. Obviously, we're all so sad, and my phone was blowing up with people, and I assumed it was, so sorry for your loss, and those continued messages. But instead, it was, hey, we were just at the funeral. We're blown away by your voice. We feel like you should make a video and just kind of capture this moment in time of this song that you did for your brother as just like a little tribute to him. So I did, and we posted that on YouTube, and then that's the video that went viral that everyone discovered me from.
Before music ever entered the picture, Ann Wilson had her sights set far beyond the stage, all the way to the stars. Long before she found her voice as a singer, she dreamed of becoming an astronaut.
I remember just falling in love with space when I was in 7th grade because we had this astronomy class in our school, and I just remember thinking, like, there's so much beauty on Earth that we can see, but how few people get to see the beauty up in space. Like, there's so few people that get to see that. I want to be one of those that gets to see that.
Welcome to On the Record, presented by John Deere. We are coming to you from Starstruck Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, catching up with an artist who has a passion for Christian and country music. She's a Grammy-nominated artist with over 3 billion globally streamed songs. We are so excited to have her in the studio. Welcome, Miss Ann Wilson.
Hi,
Good to see
thank
you.
So great to see you.
Congratulations on this latest album. Of course, Stars, 12 songs on this album. You did it again. Another incredible project. How great is it to have this album out, have the songs out, get feedback from the fans? What are you hearing?
I'm so excited. It feels like a release for me, just like a weight off the shoulders to get out an album. As an artist, you write these songs and you put so much time into them and effort, and then you never know how people are going to receive them. So these songs have been being written and produced and worked on, and every little detail put together for the last year now. So to finally have them out, it just feels like so excited, and I can't wait to see what people think about them. You
have your core group that you collaborate with, Jeff Pardo, who's a songwriter and producer, also Matthew West. What is it about that team that kind of, I don't know, I often use the phrase kind of a fallback, that you feel so comfortable to be vulnerable, especially in a songwriting session?
Yeah, I think most people don't realize how vulnerable songwriting can be. It's something that you are literally going into a room with people and you are writing stuff down about what you're going through in life, and I think you can either be surface level, or I think the best songs are written when you're vulnerable. So for me, I found that my relationship with them, they're like my big brothers. We just have chemistry in the room together when we write. I think that closeness and friendship with them is what makes it so easy. There's such an ease to writing with them, and an enjoyment for me too. I love getting to write songs with them.
They must know a lot about you to be able to go there with you. I want to single out the title cut, Stars. It's such a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Thought I'd be an astronaut, land on the moon, but life happened fast and I grew up too soon. And I learned that gravity don't mess around. You can touch the sky with your feet on the ground. That is amazing.
Thank you.
You had a dream as a little girl of really working for NASA. Where did that come from?
I always loved space. I remember being a little girl and loving math and science in school. I had a natural gifting in those subjects, and I was not good at English and writing, and what I do now for a living I was not good at. But I remember just falling in love with space when I was in 7th grade because we had this astronomy class in our school, and I just remember thinking there's so much beauty on Earth that we can see, but how few people get to see the beauty up in space. There's so few people that get to see that. I want to be one of those that gets to see that. So I think it was 8th grade that me and my mom went to NASA in Florida, and we toured the facility. We got to meet some of the people there, and I'll never forget leaving NASA that day thinking this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to be an astronaut, and that was definitely my dream. Just that was what I was planning for. And then high school, all the extra classes you could possibly take, and trying to get straight A's and like take all these like really intense classes so I could get into a really good college. And I was on the path to be an astronaut. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
What did your family think that you took it so seriously, that this was
Oh
it?
my gosh. I mean, I think my mom knows, like, if I'm dedicated and determined, I'm gonna do it no matter what people say. She was really like a little sad, you know. She's like, you would go to space one day, like that would be crazy. Like I would be so. She was like all nervous and worried.
Aww.
And there was like, they announced the Mars mission. I think I was like 14, and I was like, Mom, I'm gonna go. It was basically a mission like where you could come back, but the chances of you coming back were not super high because it was the first time they've ever done something like it. And I remember telling her I was going to do it, and she was like, Ann, like, I really hope you don't do it, but if you do and that's what you feel like God wants you to do, then like, I'm going to let you pursue your dreams. So I think my parents always allowed me to pursue what I was passionate about, which I'm grateful for now as an adult. And so I think they realized, like, if she's wants to do it, she's gonna do it, and we're just gonna have to be okay with it. So
I love that. She said, if that's what God is leading you to do, that fallback, like you felt like faith was such a big driver, a big force in your life. A little more background on you. Lexington, Kentucky girl, grew up on you spent a lot of time on your grandparents' farm. We've talked about this before. Good childhood, fun childhood growing up there?
An amazing childhood. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So much fun, and hunting and fishing on the farm, shooting guns, and always just being in God's creation, which I think is what gave me a love for space. Like at the farm, you know, the views of the stars are so much better than in the city. Obviously, you can't even see stars in the city half the time. And I remember we'd go on the weekends to my grandparents' farm and just like look at the sky, and just the stars were gorgeous. And that was some of that, like, my love for nature and creation is kind of what led me to, I think, to want to do something with space. So
I love that. Well, it's nice that you incorporate that in music as well. And I know a big driver of you coming to music was the loss of your brother, Jacob, at such a young age. Was it true that you thought you couldn't sing, but yet you wound up singing at his funeral? He was just 23, you were how old, just 15, 16?
Yeah.
Incredible. The courage, the strength to do that for him. Again, something that really came from inside as a tribute.
Yeah, thank you. It was definitely really hard. I didn't think I could sing. I didn't sing in front of people. And yeah, he passed, and then my mom overheard me singing a song. I thought I was by myself in my parents' house singing a worship song and at the piano, because I played piano. My parents forced us to take piano lessons.
Thank you.
All three of us. And so I played piano, and I knew like chords, basic chord structure, and I was singing this song, and my mom comes running in the room when I finish, and she's crying, and she was like, Ann, I had no clue you could sing like that. Like, where does that come from? And then she was like, could you sing at the funeral? And the reason why she asked is because we had family members on both sides, parents, mom and dad's side of family, incredible artists, like singers and artistic and creative and like just beautiful voices in our family. In the family, distant, but in the family. And they had asked every single person they could think of, and they all said no, like, we don't think we could get up there and do that. And we would just cry our eyes out. Well, there's no way we could do it. So she asked if I would be willing, and I was. And that one moment of yes was really what led to my entire career. I don't think if I hadn't sang at the funeral, I don't know if I would have continued on and kind of gone down that path. So
I want to hear more about that. Stay with us a lot more when we come back here on The Record with Ann Wilson.
And that was probably the moment of me going like, whoa, this is insane. Like, I just started touring. I'm a baby in this, I'm brand new, and they know my song word for word. It was a huge shift for me of like, okay, this is my new life now, and I got to get used to it.
Welcome back to On the Record from Starstruck Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Spending time with Ann Wilson, 12-song album Stars. Before the break, I said there is straight ahead country on this album. Hold your horses. Boy, that is so great. I love it. And a fun song. And I know your buddy had a hand in writing this with you, Trainee Anderson, who writes a lot for Lainey Wilson. I think people would recognize her name.
Absolutely.
Talk a little about this one.
That's one of my favorites. I'll have to say, I've had that title in my phone for 4 years. Didn't know what I wanted it to be about, or what Hold Your Horses, like, would it be a song about, like, taking life slower or slowing down or whatever. And then got into the room with Trainee, and she was like, no, this has got to be about a boy. So I just kind of shared some life experience, and I think there's so few female artists in this industry that sing about that. It's like either you've been broken, your heart's been broken by a guy, or you're falling in love and getting married tomorrow. And I feel like there was like, I need to write a song about just taking your time, getting to know someone, making sure it's the right person. But what I love about the song is it's so country. It's so twangy country. And we didn't expect that when we first started writing it, but the way that we just kept writing, the melodies kept flowing, it was like, this is going to be my countryest song on the album by far. So,
it is, and I love it though too. It's also a message, I think, to so many young women. You know, before you give him your heart, just hold on, make sure this is right.
Yeah.
I love that. There's an underlying message. Jesus on the radio. You know, again, I mentioned before the break, trailblazer, country music, Christian music. It has been married up as long as we have been playing country music. You name check a lot of songs.
Yes.
And you are talking about Three Wooden Crosses, Brooks and Dunn's, I believe. How fun to write that.
Oh my gosh, that was a fun one for me. I've had that idea in my head for a while. Because I think about moments where I've been in the car listening to country radio, and that's where I've, found Jesus, and stories of people sharing, like, I heard your song on country radio, or I heard your song on Christian radio. And I love how it talks about, like, just hearing Jesus through whatever song it is, and how he can meet you in the car on the radio station. But yeah, I loved getting to, you mentioned Brooks and Dunn. I got to be on a couple shows with them with Morgan Wallen, and I was so cool to get to finally meet them and then to share with them, this song, and I got to play it for them. And I just think that there are so many artists in country music, especially like Brooks and Dunn, like these artists that have been around for so long that have always had Jesus a part of their music and their faith. And so to be able to kind of follow in their footsteps as a young artist is really cool, and just had to throw them in that song. So.
Absolutely, and I love how you just threw that out there. I was on tour with Morgan Wallen on the Problem Tour, whatever. I mean, that had to be an amazing experience. Of course, playing these big arenas, this is something that you've gotten used to over the course of, being in the music business. Just a short time, boom, you skyrocketed. Being on that tour had to be a blast.
It was amazing. Dream come true. Favorite artist of all time for me, and just love his music. His songwriting was so inspiring, and it was really cool. First time playing a stadium too. So,
really? First time in a stadium. Unbelievable. Well, the song, of course, we're going to play right now, video Stars. This is the title track of your 12-song album. I love how it kind of, again, talks about this young girl, but ultimately not maybe being an astronaut and working for NASA, but still getting on stage and being among the stars. You yourself a star.
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and play it?
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and do it. Here's Ann Wilson.
These days I'm dreaming up on a stage, and I see myself in a little girl's face. She's hurt like I've hurt, she's seen what I've seen, and the story I tell with every song that I sing is dreamers never stop dreaming, believers keep on believing. When the world keeps on dragging down, this dream is hard. I look up and remember I was still made for the stars. Oh, made for the stars. I used to lie in my bed late at night, stare up at the ceiling, pretend it's a sky full of stars in the galaxy. Feels like they're still calling me. Oh, I was still made for the stars. Dreamers never stop dreaming, believers keep on believing. When the world keeps on dragging down, this dream is hard. I look up and remember I was still made for the stars.
I look up and remember I was still made for the stars. Keep dreaming and believing. It is a powerful song. What a beautiful video, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Nice to have friends in this business, and it's nice to be a friend in this business. You have done that for your home state of Kentucky, raising $100,000 for those affected by those awful storms earlier this year, sponsored by Rural King.
Yeah.
Tell me about partnering with these guys. You're going to be doing pop-up shows.
Oh my gosh, Rural King is amazing. They have been amazing. Love getting to know them, and their heart for community is really, really special. When I was, kind of dreaming of this idea, the tornadoes took place in May, and I grew up in Lexington, but my family's farm is around those areas of what took place. And, calling the next morning, checking in on friends and family, and I had a friend whose house 2 doors down was completely torn, away and destroyed. And so it's like just learning about all the destruction, and I knew I want to partner with a company that's going to help see this vision of this night of raising money. So they hopped on board, and now we work together, and going to be doing so many fun things coming up with them. I just really love their heart for community and wanting to help people. So.
Especially, of course, the farmers and producers watching are very, very aware of what they do. You're so inspiring. You're a role model to so many. And I got to tell you, as I mentioned before in the break, a lot of tears, probably tears of joy listening to your music, because it is so refreshing. Thank you for all that you do. You have an incredible voice, an incredible talent. Stars, the brand new album, the Stars Tour is going to be taking place, and of course, be looking forward to those pop-ups at Rural King. And Wilson, I love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Guys. Thanks so much.
You bet. From On the Record, presented by John Deere, we will see you next time.